Hello, my name is Dr. Charles Conrick. Please call me Charles, and I'm the co-author of Vertical Option Spreads, the 1.8 standard deviation solution, which I'm going to hold up in front of the screen for you right now. There's a copy of the title page. Hopefully you have a copy already, or you'll be getting one soon. I want to thank you for buying the book and for joining us on this venture. I co-authored it with a colleague, and the website is now coming up to snuff, and this is an introductory, just an introduction to myself and a quick session on where we're going from here now that you've taken the plunge into probability theory. Let me explain just a little bit about where this journey has come from. And I'd say about 5 to 6 years ago, right around the time of the 2008 financial crisis, I found that my buy and hold investing simply wasn't working to the extent that I wanted it to. And I decided to get heavily involved in looking at options as a way to manage risk and possibly a decent way to maximize some return on investment. And that journey, which is documented in the book, took us and myself and my friend, my co-author Scott, into a number of different areas, different ways of trying to trade, and we tested many platforms and so on and so forth. Ultimately, what happened was I became extremely impressed and involved with the study of probability theory and, not to sound immodest, but higher level mathematics and probability theory and how it applied to trading, particularly spread trading, on using options and calls, puts, et cetera, et cetera. And this is just an introductory section, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. I really just wanted to introduce myself and get to know you and let you know where we're going to be going from here. But suffice it to say that the probability theory is what fascinated me the most. And as we developed, as we evolved, as we tried many different, buy calls, calendar spreads, you name it. There's any number of different and good strategies out there, and different ways to trade, and all the platforms, be they TradeStation, TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, have a number of different ways. We have fundamental analysis, which is the Warren Buffett way of investing. Find a good company that's undervalued and buy it. And we have, of course, technical analysis, which is the study of past trends, hoping to predict the future. For myself, and this is just an opinion, I'm not citing anything but opinions right at the moment, but for myself, I just couldn't get a handle on anything that worked with a consistent basis. I took some courses, names I think should go unmentioned because of my own possible, I don't want to be demeaning anyone, but I took some courses, and some of them were interesting, but I only found one that really emphasized probability. And to an extent that I found we could evolve more onto. So effectively, what you've entered into by buying this book and getting involved in this type of trading is really based more on probability analysis than it is on anything the market does. So if you're coming to this book hoping to find that, all right, here's a new trading style, here's a new way I can predict the markets, here's a way I can become a millionaire in 2 years flat by picking the right new sector, this is not your book. Las Vegas casinos make an enormous amount of money by using nothing but probability theory. You all know that. You go to Las Vegas, and I've got a phrase in the book that basically, or a paragraph or two in the book that evidences this. You go to the casino and you have $1,000, say, for trading or for gambling rather, and the odds are stacked against you every single day. The casino knows with a precision of I shouldn't say certainty, but a precision of probability that's virtually certain, that they're going to make X amount of dollars plus or minus a very few percent. And every day that happens. That's because of probability theory. Nothing but nothing involving certainty. So what I want to show you and share with you as this journey evolves, because I think in many ways I've only just begun. Sounds like a song from the Carpenters, but in truth, that's the way it is. Um, I think that the buyers of this book and those that share with me and as we move forward in this journey over the next 10 to 20 years or whatever are going to find an entirely new way of trading, which probably is already used on the market floors. I'm not going to deny that for a second. I don't know. Uh, my background, very briefly, born and raised in Chicago, and did mainly construction project management in the early part of my life. And at around 35 years old, I went into financial services. I earned my bachelor's from the University of South Florida, my MBA from Nova University in Fort Lauderdale, and a doctorate from Argosy University with a double major in accounting and finance. And when I was 50, 10 years ago, I'm now 60, when I was 50, I decided to move into academia. And I taught it in the State University of New York system. Then I taught in Florida for a while, Western Kentucky University up in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and then finally found my niche, ironically enough, in Western North Dakota. And when I first got here in 2005, it was a quiet little town, nice little university. And then in 2008, right at about the time of the financial crisis, this area developed findings for the Bakken Oil Peninsula. And so now this is a hotbed of oil activity. So it's been kind of an interesting journey, but I enjoy my job as a finance professor. I love the study of finance and mathematics. And it's by that study and by the constant effort that I wrote this book, trying to share with you, my friends, and colleagues, I hope, and fellow trading people who are all out in the desert wandering around looking for the right way to trade, this aspect. Now, this may not be the right way for you to trade. I don't know. We've tried to address that in the book very carefully. But what we plan to do with this website, I notice in the actual front, you permit me to just read some of the things that I saw on the website from the book. And further reflection, I'm going to take this website in a little different direction from so this is kind of an errata to the book, a correction of an error. I don't want to sell anybody anything. I want them to involve themselves in a collegial way. Now, I have to be paid for my work, obviously. I'd not be a fool otherwise. But what I propose to do is to offer a number of courses. And those courses, I just jotted them down, and I'd like to share them with you. In the book, we cover in some detail the elements of psychology, which is extremely important to trading. If you don't have your psychology right, you can't trade right. That's step number one. I cover in some detail probability theory and, in effect, the evolution of what we call the 1.8 standard deviation solution, which comes in many ways from Edgar Peters' fine work on the studying of fractal mathematics, with looking at the weekly performance of the S&P index. In addition, I was fortunate enough to get involved with Oracle's Crystal Ball, which is probably one of the best, if not the best, Monte Carlo simulator on the market. And as an educator, I got involved with a very nice gentleman in Denver, Colorado, who's become a friend. And I'll call him Mike for right now. And Mike has agreed to give a free 180-day trial software to buyers of the book. So what I'm going to try to teach you through various courses, and we'll get down to the specifics on how this will be structured over 2014. We're right at the end of 2013 right now. So this is going to be an evolving website, but I intend to cover in some detail probability theory through a lot of studying that I've done. Crystal Ball in detail. Crystal Ball would probably require 2 or 3 separate 5-hour courses. Spread trading, which is a science all in itself, another couple of 3 5-hour courses. And then for those of you that may want to go in a different direction, what I'm trying to do is bring Crystal Ball, which is a way of using probability theory, along with a good textbook, which I'm probably thinking along the lines of Anthony Saliba's works. You can look him up on Amazon.com, Saliba, S-A-L-I-B-A, and also possibly Russell Rhodes, maybe even Guy Cohen's work is some noted. Dan Passarelli is another great author on option trading. But I'm approaching it from, I think, a different angle. Not better, not worse, just different, in that I emphasize probability. If the odds are not in my favor, then I'm not doing the trade. It's just no way. In fact, I'm a simple man. I've got as I mentioned, a terminal degree, doctorate. I'm also a chartered financial analyst, a certified financial planner, a certified public accountant, and I spent a lot of my time as a business valuator. So I've got a good background in my field, and I'm very confident in what I've done. Very soon, I'm going to be sharing with you the results of I've had 2 trial years. The first year was 2012. This year's 2013, which will be coming to an end soon. And I'll share with you, at least anecdotally, or perhaps even in more specifics, the returns that I've had in 2013, and they have been stellar. So probability theory works. And it's dependent upon a number of functions which you have available to you as part of the free website materials under the videos, but we need to also expand on that. And for that, I'm going to go deeper into courses, which will be partially a charged for system. In addition, my plan is at the moment to offer a subscription type service where if you don't want to study this stuff, I'll explain my trades on a weekly basis, and you can feel welcome to mimic them if you're a subscriber to the weekly trading service. We'll keep the costs competitive, and I think you'll find it worth your while, keeping in mind the typical disclaimer that I'm not offering investment advice. I'm not a registered investment advisor. Your decisions should be consulted with a professional financial advisor, and in short, you're making them all at your own risk. But I'll tell you what I'm doing, and we can monitor it together if you so desire. A lot of what I'm doing is based upon not just probability theory, but trade size, which is a whole nother science. So what I'm trying to do is use cutting edge technology along with probability theory to bring a new, let's call it the casino. We become the casino. In effect, the odds are stacked in our favor and not the markets. Everyone knows that the market will move in the direction in which it can hurt the most people. That's an anecdote from many, many years ago. It remains true today. I swear to God, every time that I've thought, oh, X is going to happen, and I'm going to buy Apple stock. I've got the story in the book there, and it's absolutely hilarious, but it's true. I bought Apple in 2011. It went up. I made a good profit on it. I did the same thing in 2012. It went straight down, and my odds are strictly 50-50 on any calls I've made. If you've got another system that's working for you, God bless you. I wish you'd share it with me. That being said, I'm going to stick to what I'm doing. I use primarily, in fact, right now I use only the S&P, the SPY, SPY, the ETF index that tracks the S&P 500. The reason for that is the most liquid and most highly traded of all the options. I look for the liquidity of the S&P. So again, I want to welcome you to the book. I hope we can become, as I've said, friends and colleagues, and I hope you'll avail yourself of all of the work that I'm putting into this. I certainly hope you enjoy the book. There will be at least 6 or 7 free videos, totally free for the buyers of the book, which show you effectively how to operate. And some of you might just choose to go that way and give it a try. But let me finalize this little introduction with an important caveat. There's a tremendous amount of discipline that goes into this type of trading. And this is not what I would call fast trading. I don't particularly like fishing, for an example. God help me with the folks in Minnesota. But Fishing is a wonderful sport that requires an enormous amount of patience and savvy. Uh, I've chosen to become a fisherman in the trading world, and that's what this is all about. So I definitely want to thank you again for buying the book and or for coming along on this journey, keeping in mind that it's going to be evolving as we go. So welcome to probability trading, and I'll say goodbye for now and look forward to seeing you in future seminars and future screencasts where we really get down into more detail. Thanks and have a great day.